Welcome, Liverpool 12th Man Show. I'm Liverpool 12th Man, just as you are as well. And we are here because this is the preview to the final match. We will see Jurgen Klopp host as a manager for this club. I kind of put it in the title. It is the most meaningless game, I guess you could say, in that the game in itself is meaningless, in that it doesn't matter where we end up, doesn't affect our position in the table. It doesn't, it has no impact on silverware, but it is such an incredibly meaningful game in that it is the last time we will be able to have the graces of seeing this. What I believe is a great and definitely legendary coach for this club. I'm joined with the Irishman, and I'm joined by JK. How you doing, Irishman?
Yeah, very good. Like you say, one more time. So
One more time.
get ready. Let's enjoy it.
Yes, exactly. JK, how are you doing?
All good, bro. Hope you guys too.
Yeah. It's funny too, because when I was thinking about what to do, like I originally put up the Last Dance like a long time ago when he made the announcement, and then like I kind of felt like, oh man, everyone's going with that. Everyone's going with that title because I mean it was already a title here before the Michael Jordan thing in America, and then but then I kind of figured that was just too easy, kind of concept because like everybody just went with it. So I figured one more time would be like one more time's kind of like a more upbeat, more like, happy kind of emotional song. So I figured that one more time would be kind of like a cool way to kind of say Danke to our gaffer. So big up to Lee, big up to Honesty. I know Trap Joe's just listening. Big up to you in the Bay. Um, yeah, it is going to be an emotional time. It's going to be a very emotional time for a lot of people. I know some people aren't going to, get so wrapped up into the point where they're crying or things like that, such and such. But still, all the same, it is. Let's be honest. This guy has brought us a lot of memories, a lot of good memories too. You know. Irishman, do you have some thoughts before we go into some of this predicted lineup and all the other, ins and outs of picking the team we think it's going to be tomorrow?
Well, it's been a very very long time since we've had to be in this manager leaving scenario. For good
Mm-hmm.
or bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's 8.5. Call it 9 years. That's a long time in life, but
It is.
in
Yeah.
football at one club, it's like dog years. Triple it. It's a proper era, especially this day and age, as we keep saying, to have a manager here for this long and always be pretty much stable. I know there was a couple of little wobbles later on there, but pretty much always had the full backing of the fans and the board and everyone. I mean, in terms of support, but I'm not going into the money thing, but just he's never been under pressure. He's never
Mm-hmm.
been, this the classic 3 games to save his job kind of thing. We've had unbelievable stability, which is something that we can't really take for granted. You can't overstate how much that's been
Mm-hmm.
that's been very very unique for us over the last 10 years to have that kind of. You see everyone else in the Premier League hiring and firing all over the place. Every week there's a new manager on the chopping block. So it's going to be a new enough emotion, really, to be sailing off into a different era. But just
Mm-hmm.
all on a positive, I suppose. I think it is all ending on a net, a serious, okay, this season not brilliant, but overall, I mean, it's been wonderful. It's been brilliant.
Yeah.
So the send offs, it should be a happy day, really. I know it's
Yeah.
sad day, but a happy day.
Yeah. I'm there with you on that too. By the way, Bonkers saying Madrid is looking at McAllister. Of course they are. There's no way that's moving. That's moving anywhere.
Kevin McAllister.
Yeah, maybe that McAllister. McAllister with one L, not two. But yeah, some ups and some downs. JK, do you have some introductory thoughts about our manager before we go into some of these predicted lineups?
For me, today it sort of hit me more. Seeing videos everywhere that he's leaving and stuff, it's been a process that hasn't been great. But for me, just to have him at the club for that long, you can't moan, Managers last 4 games sometimes, This guy stayed 9 years, so respect, and I wish him good health, That's the main thing for me. He stays healthy and stuff after he leaves the club.
Yeah. I'm hoping the biggest thing I'm hoping for, by the way, and let me say this first too. Let me say first, happy birthday to Honesty. I think it's his birthday, by the way.
Oh, good. Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, happy birthday. But what I was gonna say is, I'm hoping that there's not a lot of revisionary history that gets pressed upon this manager as we near the end. Like, as in, it's kind of like it's the same thing I said time and time again. Even when we were going through the ups and downs of trying to figure out, if we're gonna what the year was gonna end up, what this campaign was gonna end up being. It's in previous campaigns as well. It's just one of those things of like, I'm just like, let me enjoy this ride. This car ride has been definitely a long car ride that has had some amazing stops on the journey. But I want to crank up the one more time the Daft Punk on the radio and just enjoy this for one more time, man. That's how I'm looking at it. So I put together a lineup for tomorrow. I know that you guys you can tell me where your lineup differs from mine, but I put together a lineup. I'm going to bring this up for you guys. I know, Hash. Macca to Madrid. Look, we're about to get into that silly season because we're coming up towards the end of the year, because we're coming up to the summer window, because all of a sudden, especially in the summer window, obviously a lot of business gets done. It should be interesting to see how much business gets done, by the way, considering how much business got done during the January window, which tends to be a pretty busy window as well when it comes to transfers. But why I'm calling it the silly season is because we're going to have all of these speculatory shouts for different players, and you're going to have all these different things thrown out there just to see how much traction they get, whether it's by the club, whether it's by agents, whether it's by the player's family. It's going to be a lot of talk, to say the least. You guys agree on that one, Irishman?
Even the the best ideas come some of us, but even the British press, that's what they call it. They call it silly season. Mm-hmm. Like, even the guys that actually create it themselves, they call it silly season.
Okay.
They're like, typical like football silly season, and the next day there'll be stories in their paper. It's just basically, if you can see through all of the shite that's going to start coming, it's the season hasn't even ended, and I'm not even going to address that one because, we thought someone let's talk about it for half an hour. That's the guy's going nowhere. So it is, like you said, it's always like that. But when you add into that a manager leaving, new manager coming in,
Yep.
and the Salah situation, all that. You can multiply it by 100 for us this summer. This summer is going to be very much
Hmm.
because it'll be easy stories to sell.
Yeah.
New manager wants this, new manager wants that. New player doesn't like Ernie's, or current player doesn't like Slot, wants to leave. Van Dijk not impressed with Slot, wants to leave. These stories write themselves.
Hmm.
And because it's not Klopp and that, like I said, that bit of stability is gone, it's going
Hmm.
to be a lot easier to make up that kind of nonsense. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to it really because it's been so long since we've had to put up with that kind of stuff. But I
Yeah.
think the newspapers, Klopp leaving, the newspapers are licking their lips.
Yeah. JK, you have an opinion on that one?
Yeah, same as Brian. We're coming into a phase now where the summer's just going to be wild. Names, players, in a weird sort of way. All the news that's come out since Klopp said he's going to leave should have been coming out next week. The start of that news, like I'm leaving, Edwards is coming back, the other guy's coming in, who's. So for me, it's going to be even worse this summer. They're going to be coming out with names for players, maybe disrupt Van Dijk. He's from Holland, the manager's from Holland, but they don't get on. Them sort of stupid stories, And we ain't got time for that.
Yeah, I
But
feel
for
you on that
me,
one.
yeah, for me, I think the players being at the Euros
Hmm.
is going to be a good distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So in a
yeah,
weird sort
And
of way,
and
it's
a,
good.
and a Copa America too. Yeah, or
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's a lot of football still going on, and that will
Mhm.
take up a lot of the time, So hopefully there won't be a lot of news coming out that's just to make money and cause some hysteria.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Very true. Yeah. Big up, by the way. I see we've been joined by Jimmy, Bonkers, Bernadette. I think I said hello to Lee already, but hello again if I haven't. Hi,
yeah,
Laura. Hash is in the house. Big up, big up. We already said, as Honesty's we got the birthday boy Honesty in the house as well.
yeah.
Uh,
Happy birthday again, honestly.
Yeah,
yeah.
man, good guy. Happy
Trap
birthday.
Joe in the house. I know again, Trap Joe's listening, but big up, big up, big up. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of
Okay,
stuff. Yeah, a
look at
lot of stuff.
Daryl is like stuff. Yep, stuff them all.
Yeah, yeah. And also big up Mark A. Big up Mark A. Mark's my one of my
That's no
homeboys.
Mark.
Yeah, one of my homeboys from the copper side of the tracks. I like it.
But
Like it.
JK
Oh,
is right about
Frank.
that. Um,
Frank, big up Frank. Yeah,
hey
big up
Frank.
Frank. And if you haven't
Uh,
joined by Frank Carlisle's channel, please do. I'm sure JK could put his link in the chat. Big up to Frank. Hope
Bless,
that you're well,
bro.
my red. Hope that you are well.
What were you saying, Brian, a minute ago?
yeah, JK is right about the international tournaments as well. But like I said before, that's always when you get those more out there interviews as well. That it's the guy says nothing when he's on Merseyside or when he's in London or Manchester or wherever, but then they go away for 2 weeks with to the Copa America and they start giving the interviews at home to their journalists, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, now he's saying stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah, we're going to be in for it. We'll have it's the summer, yeah, it is. Like I said, it's silly season. So I kind of I'm looking forward to this whole kind of because it is what it is. So I'm going to try and look forward to it and be excited by it and see where we go. But yeah, the Euros and people being away will make it a bit easier. Harder
Yeah,
to sign players, but not as easy to disrupt players. But look, we've been proven wrong before, and could be looking back in September and it's like, yeah, there was Brian talking absolute shite again, and we've lost half
it
the squad.
is. It is
So,
harder to sign.
so
You're right about the harder to sign players. That's why like it's interesting. There are all these shouts. I'm like, with these international tournaments coming up, you know, they would have to put it in fast forward to try to like get a lot of the deals done, because a lot of deals don't get done during international tournaments. You know,
yeah,
like when
gotta
the
be done
players travel to
beforehand.
their clubs, they tend to stay and be devoted and all attention to their international club, as opposed to like, you know, trying to figure out a deal or something for themselves with their regular club.
Yeah, they usually get banned basically from anything outside. So it's like anything you want to do, you get it sorted before you come along, or you get it sorted afterwards. So if you can be in a really good place and you're really well organized and you can get a deal done before the tournament starts,
Mm-hmm.
that's ideal. But yeah, you're not going to be able to get some guy to leave the German training camp or leave the France camp to fly to Liverpool and have a medical and a contract negotiations. Nope, ain't happening.
Yep. So basically, let me say this too. So basically, I put together a lineup. Like it's a interesting lineup that we're gonna probably have to. It's an interesting line that we'll see. I actually have a fun lineup too, as well, to kind of like for like laughs and giggles, but all the same. This year's been an interesting year for the Wolves, by the way. Very interesting year for the Wolves.
Yeah,
I mean, O'Neill replaced the coach when O'Neill replaced the coach for Wolves, I think a lot of people were saying Wolves could be looking at, fighting off relegation. But I will say this: O'Neill has shown to be a very, very comparable coach, an extremely talented coach, to say the least. Despite the fact that they're still what I think mid-table. I want to say they're like 13th, 12th, 13th place, something like that.
yeah. So and that's around where I had him finishing. But you're right, a lot of people had him down for relegation, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't see it. I thought that Lopetegui leaving was bad for them, all right, but I thought they made a decent shout in bringing in O'Neill, considering the job he did at Bournemouth. And then when you look at the quality of players they had, I thought they were okay for mid-table.
What is Daryl saying? I'm sorry. Sorry, but this makes me angry. 12, because Jurgen is going journos take their moral high ground by saying okay. He's just saying I got it. I got you, Daryl. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You're commenting on what we were just talking about. But yes, 13th. You had them finishing there. Neto's not available. I'm gonna give the concept. Or not the concept. I'm going to give what the lineup is and the ins, the players that are in and the players that are out for it. And yes, Brian, yeah, definitely. If you tweak your microphone just a little bit. Some people are saying it's a little hard to hear you. Just so you know. But yeah, so it looked like at one point the Wolves are going to do well. I mean, didn't they beat or at least draw against City at one point early in the year?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I think it was it a 1-1 or a 2-2, something like that, or a 3-3?
yeah, something. Yeah,
It was a draw.
yeah.
I think Wolves, they were good, and then sort of recently been pretty bad.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Cunha injured, Neto injured.
Great players.
So they've had a few injuries and stuff.
Yep.
But for me, a good football team.
Mm-hmm,
Wolves.
mm-hmm.
Nori, great attacking fullback. Hwang scored a load of goals early, then got injured, went off to Asia. A lot of good players there.
Yeah, a lot of good players. Some players that are definitely, fortunately, not going to be available for this game, but
Right, Art.
And all right, so let's get this rocking and rolling then. So Andy Robertson missed the draw against Aston Villa, but he has been in training. So I'm sure there will be concerted effort to see him start. Another player that has come back to the training pitch is Diego. He will certainly, vie for a starting role tomorrow. But do I see that happening? Probably not. Only because again, because there's no real overexertion of importance on this game. So there's no real like, oh, he has to play. He has to play. Obviously, Matip's not going to be there. Bobby Clark's not going to be there. Ben Doak, those names, those are just the obvious names. One name that is very interesting is that there has been the confirmed exit from the club regarding Matip and regarding Thiago. Both going to be confirmed that they will be leaving the club at the end of this campaign. But again, Thiago is at training. He was at training this week. So that should be interesting. I would not be surprised if his name is at least on the actual, on the player sheet, on the bench at least. So this is what I have for my predicted lineup. Bring this in here. Oops. Went too far. No, it's too far. Predicted starting lineup. My predicted starting lineup is Robbo, VVD, Kanate, Trent, Ali. Basically the boys are back in town type concept. I say concept too much, but boys back in town. Boys are back in town. Idea right there. And then you have Maka, Endo, Dom, and then I had Diaz. I have Nunez, and I have Salah starting up front. And I had the bench being Bichetic, Simicast, Gomez, Grava, Hackbo, Thiago, Elliott, Kwanzaa, and Keller. Oh, and also, yes, I know. And actually, you know what? Adrian as well. I got to figure out. Adrian was to make the bench. I don't know who would have to. One of those names would have to be bumped out, and I don't think Adrian's going to bump any of those names out of the lineup, much less off the bench. I mean, at least. I think all those names are going to probably be there. Is this lineup? What would be your starting lineup, guys? Irishman, and tell me where you guys think I got it wrong in the chat too. By the way,
you make it sound like he's been kidnapped, Bernadette.
For who?
Adrian has asked to go back to his family.
Oh yes. Yes, I see that, Bernie.
Yeah, he's free to leave at any time. By the way, he's free to leave at any time. Let me see quickly. I would go with a different back four. I'd probably go Kwanzaa.
Mm-hmm.
I would go with Makia. Endo, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Harvey Elliott, I'd go with Harvey Elliott. Then I go Diaz, definitely. Salah, definitely. And I think he'll continue the trend of the last few games and start Cody Gakpo. So I would have Kwanzaa for Kanade, Elliott for Dom, and Gakpo for Nunez. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I do.
How about for you, JK? Is this lineup close to one that you would go with, or do you have some other big names that you would swap out?
I'll go with what Brian was saying. Konate and Sabotslai for Kwanzaa and Elliott, and then I'm on the borderline with Nunes. I think, does he need to start a game? Maybe, he hasn't played starting in a long time. Maybe it would be a good thing for him to get a start tomorrow. If not, it's going to be Gakpo. So for me, Elliot and Kwanzaa have to start. I think they are, for me, they've earned it to start the game, the last game for Klopp. The way Elliot's played this season, respect Kwanzaa as well. He's made a few mistakes, but all in all, top quality. And I'd rather see them play tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Trap Joe's lineup's kind of crazy. I don't think goalkeeper's going to be BBD, but yeah, I think that's kind of like tongue in cheek there with his lineup there. Daryl says Ali, Bradley, Konate, VVD, Robbo, Endo, Trent. Yo, so Daryl has basically Trent starting in midfield for the final game with McAllister, and then has Diaz, Salah, and Diego up front. Okay. Let's see. Bonkers has it. Ali, Trent, Kwanzaa, VVD, Robbo, Endo, McAllister, Elliott, Diaz, Salah, and Hakpo. And Bernie says, knowing Klopp, if we get a couple of goals, he will throw on all the subs to give them a run out and say goodbye. He's sentimental sometimes to our detriment. I agree on that one. It's not a bad point. Not a bad point at all. Make sure I got everyone.
Very much like that tomorrow. I believe anyway. It'll be very much like that. If, especially if we're 3-0 up. But what I was going to ask was, let's just say, right? Let's just say there's a bit of a mad one. Okay, let's just say, alternate, a bit of a mad one, and we're 3-0 down. 58 minutes gone, we're 3-0 down. Does he still try and bring on a few people just to give him a run out and say goodbye, or does he try and win a match that means nothing? But
no.
You don't want to lose your final game of the season.
Yeah.
You don't want to do, like, nobody wants a Stevie Gerrard situation where, I mean, we get absolutely hammered by Stoke in his last, sorry, bring it up. Like, I mean, but what do you think Klopp would do? Would he still go with it? Well, I was going to give Thiago 10 minutes. I know we're 3-0 down. I was going to give Bradley and Jota, even though they're half fit, I was going to give them 10 minutes. I'll still give him 10 minutes. Or does he try and fight to get a result in his final game? I don't know. Just a thought that occurred to me. Just a thought that literally just occurred to me. I just wonder.
You know what I think would happen, to be honest with you? I think he will still play those sentimental players, just as Frank is saying, I think one way or another, he'll put those sentimental players on there and ask and say one more time, can you give me something one more time? Like, as in he'll look for a miracle from players that, he's kind of giving a tip of the cap to, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, if they go out there and do and pull off a miracle, what a way to end what a way to end it. Because I mean, 3-0, there's no guarantee if you try to make all these tactical changes to try to figure out a way to bring it back. I just don't know if it's necessarily happening. I think he relies on he'll rely on loyalty or hope and belief more so than his tactical analysis. That's just my opinion.
I don't think just my own opinion. Sorry, I don't think Thiago will want to play tomorrow.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because the last time he played, he was injured for 4 months afterwards. He's about to go on a free contract, so he doesn't want to be injured on the chance of getting it. So I'm not sure he's going to want to play 10 minutes. I'm sure he'd rather walk away. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I mean, eventually you have to. I mean, if you're going to be like tentative about it, getting on the pitch like that, then chances are, you're probably. I mean, I think the one reason, if he wasn't going to get on the pitch, he probably wouldn't have come back to training. He
Yeah,
probably
I'm
would have
assuming
been.
there might be an Owen situation, an Owen at Newcastle situation. But
What's
yeah,
that?
again, just something that popped into my head.
Yeah, I
Didn't
feel
think
you.
about
I
it
feel
enough.
you.
Then
I mean,
again,
yeah,
think about it.
everyone's we all have our opinions.
I cut across JK. Anyway, JK was about to say something. Sorry, JK.
I don't know. JK's on mid. Well, how about this then? I did
Oh,
have
sorry.
I already gave the spoiler because I kind of showed the screen before I brought up the actual predicted lineup here, but I do have an actual like tribute, like as in if he was to go with like a tribute concept and want to do like that whole like, oh, this game doesn't mean anything, so I'm just going to play the players and that, just to give them a run, just to give them a chance. Um, I had because there was a shout like, would you be mad if you saw Adrian start this game?
No, I was thinking like that, but I was thinking if he was going to do anything, give Cleveland Kelleher a game. Like, why would, if you were going to give a keeper a game, give a keeper who's won us 2 cup finals a game
Yeah,
as
I
a
got you.
sentimental one.
I got you.
Yeah,
I mean, Adrian's.
I
I
was
mean,
thinking that today.
Adrian's won us some big games too. But I can understand.
Yeah,
What
but
you're
I'm
saying.
just saying, like, more recently, I think if you were going to swap out the keeper on a sentimental one, I would have no problem at all with him giving Kelleher a game. And bringing on, I don't think that's something to do. I don't know. Like,
I think there might be a
there's
little
only so many
Irish
changes you
bias
can make.
there, but I can understand it. I can understand it.
No, like, because he's the second choice keeper. So, I mean, if you're going to give Ali, it's just I have him in my fantasy football team, and I
I
was just
got you.
looking at it today, and like I know he's not going to play because but then I was just looking at it today, and I was going, actually, do you know what? I wouldn't be at all surprised if he gave Keller a run out.
Mm,
I wouldn't be at all surprised. But again, it was just something.
I understand.
I think he'll do it through subs.
Yeah,
Obviously, like he'll bring on again, like perfect world, we're 3-0 up, and there's 20 minutes to go, and he has 4 subs left.
yeah.
And he can go and then just start handing out the little gifts. But the ones I would start from that, I think Elliot starts. I think I have a strong suspicion Elliot will start it.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you speak up just a little. I adjusted your
Sorry,
microphone.
just I have a strong suspicion Elliot will start because I think he's grown in appreciation. Something seems to have happened there with him recently, so I think he'll start it definitely.
Oh man, Adrian is definitely not Captor's. Let's just be honest. Adrian's been on on like a holiday or or one of those like you ever see those they have those like camps that you can go to where you can kind of like experience like do like the you can do like the professional like live like a professional athlete experience or live like ever see those kinds of concepts or those kinds of ideas or those kinds of like those kinds of things that go on with the camps where like you can go to the camp and you can kind of like live out your fantasy camps or whatever,
Oh, I know, like the band camps. Yeah, you can go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Adrian's been on that. Adrian's been on that for a long time.
Odds on Joey getting his first goal in Klopp's last game.
Oh yeah,
Odds on
yeah.
Everyone has to have a sentimental fiber on that tomorrow, surely.
Yeah.
All
right, so there you go.
Goal scorer.
So yeah,
please,
there you go.
Do not gamble. Do not gamble. Please don't.
No,
gamble.
do not gamble.
You do gamble responsibly.
Yeah, this is definitely.
Yeah.
So.
We do not advocate gamble or gambling or yeah. But anyway, if you do responsibly.
Yes. I was just having a, and then maybe yes, I guess so. I was gonna say if you do sub, there's 4 subs there that I had from the original, and then I would say like I had Curtis, I had Thiago, I had Elliot, Adrian getting a shout, and then yes, subbing Joey G at striker. How about that? We can sub in Joey G at striker. But that's what
harsh on Ringo there, Frank. It's harsh on Ringo, man.
Adrian's the Ringo star of football. One
There
very,
you go,
very
catching
lucky man.
strays.
Yeah. Well, he's not Peter Best. I'll tell you that much. So, I guess a little Beatles reference. I guess went over some people's heads. But yeah. So this is Klopp's final.
Oh, yeah, Pete Best, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor guy. Anyway, but he wasn't very good. Gomez, yeah, I'd give him the pen, I suppose. That would be a shout.
What's that?
Would be a shout. To give
Oh my
Gomez the
goodness!
penalty,
Give Joe Gomez the
if he
penalty
got
shot.
one. If we were
If he
3
got a
0 up,
penalty, give him the
if we were
penalty
2 0 up,
hilarious.
I think he'd score it. All right, these guys are professional footballers. They can all score a goal. They can all score a penalty. I reckon
Yeah.
just run up and just hit as hard as possible and bury it.
Just go up and give it a strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good technique.
So as far as the Wolves lineup, the Wolves in their last run out lost at home 3-1 to Crystal Palace. I know I saw in the chat, I forget who it was, but I saw some, I think it was Daryl maybe, but I saw the eight Nori, is that how you say his name?
Yeah, eight Nori.
Eight Nori. Yeah. So yeah, the left wing back for Wolves. You know, originally I came up with the concept that whenever we play against teams, a lot of the teams that we play against, some of these players utilize this time as an opportunity to use it to utilize it as an audition. Okay. So Pedro Neto is not available for this one, so he won't be able to utilize this as a actual audition. But I think Eight Nori will utilize this or try to utilize this as a possible audition because there have been links to him being a possible addition to Liverpool. I think
yeah, lots of links with him over the last year anyway, definitely, yeah, 100%.
Yep. Mateus Cunha is certainly someone that you have to keep your eye on. He's had 12 goals this year, 7 assists. And like I said earlier, Pedro Neto is out, Craig Dawson's out, Leon Chiwane is also out. Jose Sa is going to return possibly. He was out with an illness. So
the only problem with Neto, isn't it?
What's that?
It's the only problem with Neto. Unbelievable footballer.
Unbelievable player.
Can't keep it. Can't stay fit.
Yeah. Just can't stay fit. I know that K-Mac's saying he is fit, but we'll see. Sa, Kilman. I have this starting lineup of Sa, Kilman, Bueno, Totti, Homage, Semedo, João Gomez, Lamina, Traore, Eight Nori, Cunha, and Wang being the starters for them. That's who I would possibly see them starting. Let's see. Liverpool's record against Wolves is actually decent, pretty decent, I would say. We've done pretty well. What was this? I think we won 3-1 at Wolves earlier this year, right? I want to say we won 3-1 at Wolves.
I think it was 2-1.
Was
I know
it 2-1?
Robertson scored. I think Robertson scored.
They went 1-0 up through Neto.
Okay, which is not surprising, right? Yeah.
That was early because that was early doors because you know the way they switch. It was one of the first games, and that was basically
3-1.
one of. Yeah, it was one of the first of the going 1-0 down and coming back to win games.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how long ago. That's how long ago it was. Like I remember Neto. He kind of ran. Yeah. Anyway, he did what he does.
Neto didn't have the goal, by the way. He had the assist.
Or did he have the assist? Sorry, yeah, he had the assist. Yeah, he ran the left wing.
Yeah.
just beat like 2 or 3 players, open stuff.
Yeah. Wang Hee-chan
Yeah.
scored the opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the two of them had stayed fit all year and there'd been no Asia Cup, then Wolves would have been never would have been in trouble and probably 2 or 3 places higher than they are now.
Mm-hmm. Can I have a? Or here's a a quick trivia question. Can anyone name the last time the Wolves won, and who was the coach? Can anyone name the last time the Wolves won at Anfield?
Yeah, you got to clarify that one. Yeah. Okay.
Can anyone name the last time the year? Can anyone name the year that we lost? The last time the Wolves won, I should say, at Anfield, and who was the coach for us?
Okay, right. So I thought you meant for them.
No, for us.
Okay, so right, so the last one. Okay, you gotta get the
Okay, because was K-Mac trying
that
to
question
name
came in 3 parts. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was already thinking of yeah. So when? Okay, so
Can anyone name the last time the Wolves won at Anfield, and who was our coach? Who was the coach for us at the time? Nope. So far, K-Mac incorrect. Daryl
Julian?
incorrect.
Was it Julian?
Bernie incorrect. I know, K-Mac. It's all good. Hey, that's what part of trivia is sometimes. Sometimes it's all about the guesswork. No, don't cheat. Don't cheat. It's not worth it. If you're gonna cheat, it's not worth it.
Let's get
It's not
Rafa
worth it.
Benitez. Rafa
we
Benitez.
have we deal in trust here when we do
Yeah.
trivia. We do trivia every night. We deal in trust. So
Yeah. K-Mac with the Klopp. That would be kind of
I'm
cheeky
still
to say
because you. I'm still trying to think of bloody Wolves managers. And no one else is there. Okay,
Well,
so Kenny Dalglish.
yeah,
No.
no,
When were they in? I don't know. I don't.
yeah,
Anyone's named everyone I would have met.
no, yeah, everyone's pretty much named a lot of coaches. I mean, we've already gone through like four or 5 coaches, but Bernie got it on the second try there.
Oh, did he? Oh, Brendan.
No,
Brendan.
Roy. So December 2010 was the last time the Wolves beat us at Anfield, and Roy
Hodgson.
was yes,
Hodgson.
Oh, of course it was bloody Hodgson. Of course it
and
was
that
Hodgson.
was his last game.
Yeah, no doubt it was. That was the season he was telling us we weren't too big to be involved in a relegation battle. Get out the door, mate.
Yeah.
Christ almighty. Has any manager ever been in, like, and he's managed Inter Milan. Like, he's I don't know what he was.
Big teams. Yeah.
He was acting like Liverpool were small time and they had, like, I don't know, man. The
Yeah.
minute he said Liverpool aren't too big a club to be involved in a relegation battle, get out.
Yep.
Come on. End of story, mate. You're done.
That was the final nail in his coffin as Liverpool coach. fun little trivia. Big up to Bernie getting it on the second try. Big up. But yeah, I'll give you this. Here's another cool trivia question. Then, Klopp has given some first team debut. Has given a lot of first team debuts. Obviously, who was Klopp's first player debut? Who did Klopp give his first player debut in his team at Anfield?
Trent?
No, not Trent. I know. We need to have like a trivia. We should start a trivia day one time too. We should just do a trivia. We need to bring your trivia, your Quizzo game in. Hopefully we can get some contestants finally for it.
And everyone comes with their own questions. That'd be a
I'm
good
keeping
one.
back the good stuff. I'm keeping back the good
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, if you think my
rainy
questions
days.
are difficult, wait till you see the quizmaster over here.
Yeah,
You're
Brian.
gonna feel like
Yeah.
you're in Saul, in the movie,
Maybe.
You
like
end up supporting Everton.
the quiz version of Saul or something.
You want to end up supporting Everton after the show. You're like, oh, I don't know nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
let me see if anyone got it in the chat. Yes, when Klopp came, since obviously 2015, October 2015 is when he joined the club. Obviously, took over for Brendan Rodgers, who was
there you
sacked.
go. Helor got it. Helor has it. He said it already. That's a great shout. Yeah, he disappeared.
Yep, Connor
disappeared.
Randall, 2015. Oh, I didn't see it, High Lord. My fault.
Well, he was putting a lot of the kind of Klopp stuff in the chat earlier on about giving debuts stuff and all that, but I didn't notice he'd put that in. But yeah, neither did anyone else apparently. So they didn't steal the answer for later on.
Right, they didn't steal the answer from him. Did
yeah,
they?
Conor
Do
Randall,
you know
the
who
right
was the
back.
last? Do you know who was the last debut? Who was the player? Who was the last
debut?
Oh well, Hyler just gave it. Anyway.
Well,
yeah,
it
gave
would have been one of the last crop.
Yep.
The Dan's Mozielowski. Yeah, exactly. Mozielowski been here since about 1942.
Yep.
Finally got a debut. Dara, what was your
the question from Daryl, by the way?
I think he said the last Irishman to play for both Liverpool and Wolves. The last Irishman to play for both Liverpool and Wolves.
Maybe Robbie Keane. I don't know.
Right, I'm gonna stop looking at the chat and I'm gonna try and think myself. Hang on.
Finnan? No, not Finnan. I said the same as Jimmy.
Last one to do was probably Robbie Keane. Yeah, the last one. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all good, Hyler. That's all good. Oh, I got it.
Yeah, it
Robbie
is.
Keane.
Yeah, it is Keane. Yeah, Jimmy got it. It's what
yeah.
The last one because
Jimmy and I got it actually because I said it
the Irish players have dried up, unfortunately.
Yes, that's good. That's really good. You know what? So how about this? It's just a number question. It's a fun number question. How about this? We all talked about all the players that have played for this coach. A lot of players have obviously played for this coach. How many nations around the world? It would be interesting to have like a map and be able to like show all the countries that have been represented by Liverpool now under this coach. How many nations have been represented under Jurgen Klopp's era, under the Jurgen Klopp era? How many different nations?
Yeah, I get it. 35.
35.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Hash got it right. 33.
33. I'll take
33 nations have been represented. 33 nations.
I'm happy with 35.
Yeah. Do you know how many different players Klopp has used in all of the different lineups and formations and everything else they used throughout his era? Do you know how many players he's used?
No, I do not.
No?
Oh God, a lot.
Like total.
A lot.
No, obviously, yeah, like
a lot.
100,000.
But he never brought no German players. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, you know,
He missed
that's
out
kind of crazy.
He missed out on a couple, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he wasn't really concrete. I want to get this guy, you know. Matip, born in Germany but plays for Cameroon.
Yes.
So he doesn't count. Kabak, also born in Germany but plays for Turkey. So we never had no
Yeah,
German
Emery
internationals.
Can isn't Emery Can German?
Oh, yeah, actually him.
Yeah, we had Khan, but he didn't buy him.
He didn't buy Can, but yeah.
No,
But
Brendan
he,
bought Khan.
Yeah, he was already at the club.
So
Darius
Karius
was German too.
Oh.
bought him.
Hmm.
I think it was kind of the well-known one was that he wanted, like the famous story is that he wanted
Royce.
Brandt
Yeah, Brandt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brandt
yeah.
over Salah, and the lads wanted Salah, and he was all about Brandt, and we got Salah. And
Well, yeah,
then there
yeah,
was
yeah.
the Werner stuff. So maybe if he'd had his chance, he might have bought a Werner or a Brandt or someone like that. But yeah, you're right. The only German
Well, yeah, we were close to
that he's
buying
bought,
Werner. We were close to buying
actually
Kai
bought.
Havertz too. Kai Havertz as well.
Yeah, well, the only German that he's actually bought, that is
Karius.
Karius.
Yeah.
Like we brought in, yeah, we already had Khan, like Grujic, Sahin, all these boys.
Hmm.
Sahin,
Chan,
big
Turkish as well.
disappointed. Didn't come through the. It's he was on a loan. It was yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, because the whole like, oh, he's going to go and get the best players from Germany. People like this thing, and
Yeah.
I know we had an agreement with Dortmund, but people always say this about managers when they come in.
Yeah.
They already immediately they look at the manager, they look at the team he's leaving, and they just go, oh, I bet he's going to bring
This guy. Yeah.
those two players and that
Mhm.
guy and this guy and that guy, and it rarely ever happens
Happens.
that they
Yep.
just go and get those. But they go off and get different players. But I'm with K-Mac. I said from day one that Kai Havertz is a brilliant player. Kai Havertz at Leverkusen was just
Yeah,
world
he was
class.
good. Yeah, he was good.
He was world class. And him going to Chelsea, yeah, guess what? He fails because everybody goes to Chelsea and fails. So he's going to Arsenal now, and I think you're seeing what he can do at Arsenal once he's getting his confidence back. And again, it's like, yeah, Werner went somewhere and he was a success or a failure. Who knows? You never know. Like he comes to Liverpool, he might have succeeded or failed. Who knows? But I think at the time, Werner was like, oh, he's made for a Klopp system. He's perfect for a Klopp. So just shows it. We did all right in the end.
Yeah.
We did okay in the end.
How about I have a fun question. Who has had the most appearances, and how many appearances has he had under Klopp?
Oh,
Bobby Firmino, 328.
Oh, Lee, I didn't see that you said 120. My bad, Lee. That's a good shot then.
Good job, Ron. 120 guys, 33 nations. Wow.
Yep. Bobby Firmino is correct. 335 is what Luca. Big up Luca, by the way. 335. No. Hash has it. 355. 355 appearances. That's a lot of games. A lot of games. Can anybody name the youngest?
I only know that because Cedar put it in the chat earlier on. I just couldn't.
Oh, maybe.
No, he did. He did. I read it earlier on.
Oh, okay. Tyler might be bringing his trivia from the same group of stats that I have online.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask the youngest. Can anyone name the youngest starting 11? What team was the youngest starting 11 used by Klopp? What game was the youngest starting 11 used by Klopp? Because Klopp has had he's used a bunch of very young starting 11s in his tenure. Out of the top 10, he has 7. Out of the top 10, he has 7 of the youngest starting 11s.
Yeah. Was it that cup game against Leicester or Ipswich? Someone plays in blue. Was it that game? Was it the game where we were away and we sent a we sent a kids team to play in the cup because we were at
No,
the.
that one
Oh,
doesn't count because he didn't. It wasn't. He didn't coach that one. I know what you're talking about.
oh, he didn't coach that one. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right.
this is like under.
Oh,
This is
I
like I
don't
mean
know.
like he actually coached the team. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, don't know. Chat is saying Aston
Villa
Villa
FA
apparently.
Cup. Yeah, that's why the Villa one. That's the one you're talking about when we played Villa. I think it was, and we got crushed in that game. But that game he didn't physically. He wasn't physically on the sideline. Everyone, Southampton's incorrect. Villa is incorrect on a technicality. Norwich is incorrect. And anyone else want to give a shout? You want to give a try, JK? I know Irishman tried. Did you want to give another shout since that one technically I think you would be right technically, but because he didn't coach it, that's why it's not the answer. You can give him a shot if you want to, Irishman.
The Chelsea game.
No, not Chelsea. I'll give one more try. Give it another 10 seconds if you guys want to try. No one's got it in the chat. I'm sure Hyler probably got it.
Villa? No, Eric someone said that, yeah.
Oh wait, Hyler did. I think Hyler did just say part of it. The starting 11 was at just 19 years and 102 days. Yep. He's correct. He has the game. Hyler knows all my trivia answers or questions already. He already has my database for my trivia.
Some people can type very quickly.
So that's the one. The one he's talking about is true. They are 19 years and 19 years and 102 days is how old the team was. And that youngest team was for the FA Cup tie with Shrewsbury in February of 2020.
Okay. No.
No one was getting that one, I guess. No one was getting that one. But fun times. Kind of.
Did we win?
Huh?
Did we win?
I don't. You know what? That's a good question. I don't know if we won that game or not. Let me see. I don't know if we won that game or not, to be honest with you.
Well, Joe, his favorite dentist is probably that Turkish bloke. His favorite car is definitely Opel.
Oh, we did win, by the way.
His favorite beer is definitely Erdinger because they pay him a lot of money. His favorite song is definitely that Let's Talk About Six. And his favorite shampoo is definitely Wash and Go. So there you go. Apart from the first one, don't
know. We did win that game, by the way, against Shrewsbury in the 4th round. I will definitely give credit. I will give really some big props if anyone can name the goal scorer in that game. We won that game 1-0, by the way. We won that game 1-0.
The Shrews game.
Yeah. If someone in the chat, I would like to see if someone in the chat can name the goal scorer. I don't know if Max is in the. I know Max likes to name goal scorers.
What year was it?
2020.
2020. Oh, okay.
Red Machine just gave you a hint. I kind of took it away. So that you're probably never gonna get it.
Oh, well, we're not guessing if it's an OG.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard. No.
That's hard. Yeah. It was an own goal.
No.
I got to make him tough. High Lord knows all the answers to a lot of the questions already that I would have asked. So I got to make him tough.
Okay, what was the average wind speed that night?
And Roshan Williams of Shrewsbury scored an own goal against us. So this matchup against the Wolves is going to be kind of I'm kind of glad to see. I wouldn't have been surprised if the Premier League tried to give Paul Tierney or even Simon Hooper this game as being our referee. But Chris Kavanaugh is going to be our referee for this game.
Do you know what they should do next
Mhm.
season, right? You know what they should do? Because you know the way you get these awards, right? You get
Mhm.
these awards like player of the month and manager of the month and all that, and it's a big kind of thing.
Mhm.
You know, at the start, you see them usually at the game, like the next game
Mhm.
after they win it,
Mhm.
and they're there on the pitch. I think they should give an award, right, where it's referee of the month, and the next game that referee plays, the manager that's like the home manager from the game where they're officiating has to present him with like that trophy on the pitch at the start of the game.
Hmm. That's an interesting concept.
Yep. Can you imagine the tension?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would make for brilliant TV. Like you'll get some manager that's just absolutely destroyed some ref the
Well,
week
yeah.
before, and then they force him to hand him an award on the pitch in the weekend. I'm all
Imagine if
for
it
working with
was.
people like that. I think that'd be
Imagine
hilarious.
so. For instance, hypothetically, if Chris Kavanaugh had won that
Yeah,
award, then they would have probably Jurgen Klopp be handing him that award
yeah,
because Jurgen Klopp. This is what Jurgen Klopp said about Kavanaugh. Jurgen Klopp said he quote did not have the level unquote required to referee the League Cup final win over Chelsea in February. He was the referee
yeah,
in the League Cup final, and he said he does not have the level to referee that game.
yeah. I'm just talking about
Premier League did their
pure
best. Premier League did
enthusiasm,
their.
like awkwardness.
Mhm. I was
It
going to say the
obviously
Premier
would
League.
never. Yeah, no, they do, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's I obviously I'm joking, by the way,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
anyone in the chat. Obviously I'm joking,
yeah, yeah.
but
Totally joking.
yeah, of course. But
Yeah, the
it
likelihood
might
of that happening is
just
the likelihood of Jurgen Klopp becoming a TNT presentator. But um, yeah, I was just gonna say the Prem did do us they did want to do us one little final fu by giving us David Coote on VAR. Um, he's the one. David Coote is the one that was on VAR for. David Coote is the one that was on VAR for the Arsenal handball by Odegaard at Anfield earlier this season that did not get called. That's who David Coote is. Good old the good old PGMOL. Always there to have our backs, to say the least. What are your
yeah,
goals? So let's get
yeah.
into this. I'm going to go and include everyone's. What is your score and what is your goal predictions for this game, Brian? What is your goal and score prediction?
Last, I was looking at a stat there the other day, and it was average, your average goals kind of thing, and everybody, it's a bit of a cliche, last game of the season are always wide open games, all that kind of stuff. But I think it's something like 2.1 in an average game,
Mm-hmm.
and the average in the final day of the season is 3.83 or something like that. So but you've got two teams like Wolves, Liverpool. Yeah, this to me just says goals, definitely. So I'm going to go above that average. So I'm going to say 4-1. Yeah, I'm going to say 4-1 to us. I'm going above that average because you'll score goals at home.
4-1?
Score, yeah, you're going to want to score. Yeah, 4-1 to us, so you're going to want scores, aren't you? Mo's going to double up. Um, uh, McAllister and a defender, Trent. McAllister, Trent, Mo double.
McAllister, Trent,
Yeah,
Modo. Okay.
and a
Oh,
4-1.
big up
Yeah, I'll go
TK,
with
by
that.
the way. Big up TK. I hope that hopefully you're still with us, TK. Big up. I didn't give a shout out earlier to you. 4-1. All right. Double for, you said double for Trent, right? Mo, double for
Double
Mo.
for Mo,
Double for Mo. Double for Mo. Double for Mo. Trent's good.
McAllister,
And
Trent.
McAllister. Yep.
Yep.
JK, what's your best prediction on tomorrow's tally?
3-0. I'll be happy with that.
Okay.
3-0. Clean sheet and finish the game just winning, just so the celebrations after mean a little bit more, But for me,
some high, wow, people have some high scores here. I'm listening.
I was just saying that you can read by the body language which players are staying and maybe going. But for me, Salah's body language this week is being sort of really chirpy and looking happy and that. So maybe he's staying, So yeah.
It would be really, really beneath his character if he was to try to make it about him on this day. If he was out there trying to be all grumpy and
yeah.
Like if I talk,
No,
it'll
no,
be fired.
Nah.
That's,
He ain't like that.
I think
yeah.
What you mean, or do you mean, Jay? Like, what I thought you meant by that is like, on the walk around at the end, you can tell by the way they're saying goodbye, kind of thing. Whether it's like, that's something you can always read. Like if a player is leaving, they hang around for that, or they make an extra big kind of deal about it, saying goodbye to all the fans. It's sort of like, ooh, he spent a long, That's what I definitely. So you can definitely see that. It's when the game is over. Sort of, it's like, did Mo look like, if Mo just goes and sticks his thumbs up and gives you, see you next season, lads, runs off. Everyone's like, yeah. But if he's there, he's like going around taking pictures, waving and crying with a kind of, I'm never going to see you guys again kind of attitude. It's like, okay, maybe he's off somewhere. That's what I'd be looking out for. But I don't think there'll be too many of that. I don't think there's anybody yet that we don't know is leaving.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think there's any that'll happen. But it'd be interesting to see how long Klopp hangs around, and
no, it will be.
I don't see him milking it either.
I don't think. I think he'll do the fist pumps to each side of Anfield, like all four corners, I guess you could say, in the essence, and then he'll tip his hat and maybe shed a tear and walk off.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Jimmy's got it 4-0. It's going to be mental tomorrow. Alexander's got a 2-2 draw. What a way. Bonkers has it 4-1 Liverpool. Luca has it 3-1. Was our score line earlier in the season, but he feels like a 4-2. Okay. I like how you went with that. The Red Machine says 6-2 Liverpool. Wow. It's a lot of goals.
Well, I said I was going with over my 3.8.
Yeah, I know.
Like the average is 3.8, and I think we will break that. So I don't think he might be far off. We could if we start playing well, we could put on a bit of an exhibition, and they can play football as well. So why not a good game? Two teams just go at each other.
Yeah,
and see who comes out on top.
No, I mean, that would certainly be the case if Daryl gets his wish. 9 years, so he went with 9-0. Luca gave me the goal scorers. He has Gomez. He says, mark his words. Gomez is going to get a goal. Lee says Mo, Trent, and Elliott are going to be the scorers. Okay, Daryl. I guess if 9-0 if 9-0 happens, that is probably the likelihood of Gomez getting a hat trick. Okay. All right. I think everyone will try to get on the score sheet as well. Bernie, she says she has it 5-0. I think that's a really good point, actually. I think a lot of people will want to say that they scored on the final game, because that game will be a game that will be, even despite it not meaning anything for, again, what I said earlier in the episode about it meaning anything about silverware or placing on the table. It will go into the storied history of our club, and it'll be one of those footnotes where you go, oh, who scored on Jurgen Klopp's last game type conjures behind it. Luca 4-2, Mo, Darwin, Cody, and Gomez. Okay. Red Machine says in that 6-2, he's got Salah with 2 goals, Nunez with a goal, Cody with a goal, Gomez with a goal, Trent with a goal, and for Wolves, Wang and Cunha. Okay. Trap Joe says Mo's triple super hat. Mo's triple super hat trick to win the golden. Yeah. Okay. You'd have to get 9 goals, end up winning the golden boot. That'd be an incredible feat. Yeah, maybe he will, but he'll probably pull his hamstring out there. We don't want him to pull his hamstring if he got subbed on, Bernie. At the match program. Anyone that have read the match program, what a great man he is. Frank has got it. Mo with a brace, 1 on a penalty. Diego and Virgil. Okay, Frank, I got you. Frank, if it ends up being 4-0, hypothetically, it ends up being 4-0. Mo scores. Let's say Mo scores that opening goal. Diego gets 1, and Virgil gets the second, and Diego gets 1 as a sub. And then on the 4th goal, or on the 4th opportunity for that penalty, does Mo turn around and say, "Hey Joe, here's the ball"? Does Mo say, "You take it"? Would you be mad at it? And finally, let's see what Daryl says. He's going. Honestly, he's revised his 9-0 to 4-1. Trent free kick, Mo penalty, and Diaz with 2 goals or a brace for Diaz. Let's see. There's a lot more. I'm sorry. Bonkers 4-1, Salah 2, Endo 1, Bravo 1.
I think it's more of a party atmosphere kind of go along. Like just let the fans enjoy it and get a few goals. I wouldn't be. I couldn't see a clean sheet. I can see it's just making too many changes.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be. They'll get some opportunities, but like I'd love to see a 6-goal game or something. Wouldn't bother me if we don't keep a clean sheet. I don't care that much about that tomorrow. Tomorrow's all about one thing, really. As much as tomorrow's only really going to be about one thing. And I think even if we were to lose that game within about 10 seconds of the final whistle, it would probably be completely forgotten about. Because it would be taken over with the Jurgen Klopp stuff. So I don't think, even if we're not going to lose it, but I think it really is. Tomorrow is just, the scoreline and all that. I just think it's really just about one thing. It will be harder.
I haven't watched.
Leaving as well.
Mo's leaving as well. Is that what you said?
Yeah. No, I was saying it would be harder. It'd be much harder if we knew that.
If Mo was leaving
on a free contract.
Absolutely. KJ SJ7 says, man, that Bleacher Report video on Klopp had him cutting onions. I feel you on that. I have not seen that yet. Someone asked for another stream. Check out that one. Apparently, I will definitely give it a watch after we're done here. And also, Frank did give us an answer for my question. He says we're going to get 2 pens. Mark Frank's words. We're going to get 2 pens in this game, and Mo will score on one of them. The second will be given to Joe, and he will miss. Ouch.
Oh
Frank, come on, man.
no! I think Frank and Brian
Oh,
Johnson is
wow.
dead this morning.
Wow. Wow. I think Joe, if Joe misses, he puts it back. He puts it on the rebound or something. That'd be even better. That way he doesn't get marked as a penalty. It gets marked as an open play goal. How about that?
No, as I said before, I think it would be more fitting to just finish into her career with 0 goals. That'd be way more interesting than having scored 2.
Yeah.
More
You know,
intriguing.
what's going to be way more interesting is he scores his first in his debut with like Arnie or something.
Did you guys see De Zerbi confirmed today he's leaving?
Absolutely. Those are. I was going to get into a couple of different in the last couple of minutes here. I was going to get into some talks about like some of the subjects that are going that are.
Oh, cool. Yeah, cool.
But go ahead. You can bring up that point about it.
No, just something I didn't see. Well, I didn't see coming. I didn't see it coming after some of the managerial movements that had happened.
Mhm.
I thought maybe if you'd asked me before the roles were settled that he would have gone somewhere. I
Yeah.
thought he looked like he was going to do another job there, but now then we have the Tuchel nonsense at Bayern where he's leaving, then he's staying, now he's leaving again, and will he
Now he's
stay?
leaving again. Exactly.
Yeah, now he's off. Then De Zerbi says he's going to stay. Not too long ago. Of course, this is why I say never in football, and never be
Mhm.
surprised by anything because it only takes 12 hours for everything to change. And they've come out and said, "Yeah, we're happy that we parted ways." So maybe, yeah, maybe he does go to Bayern. Maybe that has been the
Oh, you see
domino effect.
him going to Bayern. Bayern's interesting because normally they don't go. They tend to go with coaches that either are German or at least speak German.
Yeah,
They tend
yeah,
to.
they're in it. They're in a spot. They're in a spot at the moment. Everyone's in a spot looking for a new guy. So everyone's having to go off their usual
Maybe
beaten track.
is this
Uh,
maybe a shout because there's no guarantee for Xavi at Barcelona. Maybe he tries to throw his hat in that ring. I understand. I mean, like maybe.
but yeah, that was another
Also,
U-turn.
I know.
Xavi said he was leaving, then turned around and went back. That was another U-turn
Yeah.
this season.
Yeah.
It's crazy what's going on with
Yeah.
coaches at the moment, which is a conversation I was trying to have with a lot of people before we brought in Amorim or Slot. It was like, tell me, name them. People said we need this, we need
Yeah.
that, we need a manager with a CV, we need a manager with pedigree, we need a manager with background, we need a manager with this, we need that.
Mhm.
Where are they? They're gone. There's the only one available on the market that does that, fits that criteria. There's 3 managers: Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, and Carlo Ancelotti. None of those were
Yeah.
available. So you've
Yeah.
landed up basically in a period of time now where all of the overcoat managers, as I call them, the guys with the big
Mhm.
ironclad CVs that have won it all and done it all and can come into your club, name them. Where are they? They don't exist anymore. They're gone. In 20 years, you might have them, but at the moment, this is the era of the young super coach. Not because that's what's better or cool. It's just that that's where all the age group is now. All the top managers are in that early 40s group, so everyone is a risk. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter who's the best coach or who's the best tactician or the most visionary
Mhm.
young coach. All
Mhm.
that matters is can they handle a Liverpool job, a Real Madrid job, a Bayern Munich job, and you don't know until you hire them, which is why all these clubs are having to step out of their comfort zone now and hire these guys
Mhm.
because the CV heavy trophy carrying proven manager that people want does not exist.
I
So
yeah.
everyone's a gamble. This is what we're talking about with the slot machine. They're
Yeah.
all gambles on a different type of level. Like De Zerbi had proven he could do it in the Premier League.
Mhm,
So he was less of a gamble than an Amarim to someone like me, you know? But
mhm.
apparently Amarim was better than De Zerbi. But what? And then, oh, but it's the Portuguese league. Slot, oh, he's only done it in Holland. Well, Holland, Portugal, someone in Italy. Oh, well, that's a poor Serie A. He's only done it, Mata at Genoa, Inzaghi at
Mm,
Inter. Well,
mm.
Serie A isn't what it used to be. This guy's doing
Well,
well in Germany. Oh, it's
well,
a farmers league in Germany. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
there's always something. Yeah,
there was
true,
always
man.
something. Well, there
Gotcha,
was
okay.
something for everyone. Yeah, every time you said something, oh, this, oh, that. Okay.
Do you want to ask something, JK?
No, just like when you look at Klopp's journey, went to Mainz, went to Dortmund, went to Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was a career path. I think him winning 2 Bundesliga titles of Bayern sort of got his name known, and I think also his personality. This new
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
generation of football managers, I don't think any of them talk. I think Zidane,
Mm-hmm.
I never heard him ever talk once. He won a lot of trophies, of course, but he had the players to do that. But I think the new guys, like Alonso, he can talk, if you understand my point.
Mm-hmm.
So why I'll be so happy if he came in, But I think it's a new generation of managers now coming through. I think Arne Slot's a bit of a guy who likes to be a bit quirky and have a bit of a giggle with the press. I think with what I've
Jiggle
seen so
giggle.
far, jiggle
Okay.
giggle. He looks like a giggler.
Yeah. There you
Yeah, he
go.
looks like one of them guys. So, but for me, when you look at personalities, you cannot get better than Jurgen Klopp.
Mm-hmm.
He even said the other day, he says, "I don't think the club needs me anymore, but if the city ever needs me, I'm here for them."
Right.
And he means that. He means that. And for me, personality makes a big difference in football if you're a manager.
Mm-hmm.
Jose Mourinho, if he was a bit of a wimp when he first came over to England, he wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have had that success and that bang. He was big time. Jose in England, that was big news in them days. He did it because of his personality. So I hope this guy who's coming in now sort of, yeah, has a bit of a giggle like Klopp does, but he's a serious guy.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what he wants. And I wish he don't get carried away with the media because, as you've seen, Liverpool and the media never been friends. Klopp sort of got it from the media a few times, because when you hear some of the press conferences that go on, you're thinking, look, come on, you've got an opportunity to ask Jurgen Klopp any question about football, and you're asking him that, So
Mm-hmm.
I hope he's got a good banter with the reporters and he don't really embarrass us. That's the most important things about what Klopp did as well. Klopp
Right.
never embarrassed the club. So I hope this
Never.
guy can
Well,
learn from Klopp. If you want to stay here like Klopp 9 years, sort of follow the sort of same personality wise, the same sort of demeanor that Klopp had, then he'd be okay.
Right. Right. What I was going to add about originally when we were speaking on De Zerbi, apparently there's been a report that Roberto De Zerbi will not be Bayern Munich's next head coach. That's coming out of some of the journals in Germany, apparently. And I was going to also say that if he didn't end up being what Luca and I were speaking on, obviously Xavi does hold true to stay and with his U-turn and deciding to stay with Barcelona. Another team I could see De Zerbi possibly joining is a team that is looking to do exactly what Liverpool did with Jurgen Klopp, and that is AC Milan. I could see him possibly going on to join AC Milan as well as possibly. There have been some reports that AC Milan is interested in trying to bring in someone to, invest and create the brilliance that AC Milan once knew as being one of the more coveted teams in Italy. So, and it would be a chance for him to go back to Italy too.
They finished second I think this season they will finish second. Inter won it straight. Like for me, Inter great team, top manager, and I think
Yeah,
AC Milan need a manager now, like say Almiron, who can do a project there and hopefully get
Derby
them
could do a
back to
project,
where they were.
man. Yeah, I get you. Amaron is a good shout. I don't think they'll go for Amaron though, because apparently it was a lot of the sheer fact that Amaron did what he did to try to that he was basically trying to wiggle out more money from Liverpool, and he was trying to push their hand basically. Really didn't set well with not only FSG, but I mean, I don't know how that's going to set with a lot of other organizations that are going to look to try to negotiate with this guy.
Well,
Especially
that's
against.
not the story I heard. The story I read today is that the deal was all done and signed with him, and the release clause was agreed at 10 million. And then the president of Sporting decided to try and change the release clause from 10 million to 20 million. That's the story that's out
There's
there.
Yeah, the three
So
I can pull up. I'll pull up the story. There's like three stories I read about how apparently he like the whole going, because let's just be honest, Sporting had nothing to do with him going to West Ham. You know what I mean?
no, but I'm
Sporting had
just saying the
nothing.
story I heard was that it was the Sporting president. The only technical part of the story I heard was that the
Mhm,
release clause was doubled from 10 to 20. And when it was
mhm.
doubled from 10 to 20, that's when we backed away. That was the only story I heard about it.
Yeah.
And that was all
Um,
the detail. There was no big story. It was just detail saying everything was agreed,
yeah,
wages,
that's not
everything with him.
the. There's
Like I
three.
say, these are just stories.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the stories. I don't have it on my phone here, but I'll pull up the story just so I can give you some clarity as to why I would say what I said. Um, um, but all the same, you know what? Um, um, I'll bring up this one too. Um, I saw the other one as well. There was a thing about Stephen Calker, and it's kind of sad. Stephen Calker. I saw an article about him. Apparently, he's dropped all the way down to the 5th division, and now it is so bad that he's looking for a new team after leaving the Spanish 5th tier. It's kind of sad.
Stephen
He's a
Corker has had an awful lot of problems in his life.
yeah.
So I think, yeah, for him just to actually still be here is probably a victory for him because he was in some pretty dark places without wanting to get too morbid. But that guy, when we signed him, he admitted it himself that he probably took to the field still drunk or drunk for Liverpool.
Mhm.
He had serious issues. So it's good, yeah, just that he's still out there and getting around and doing stuff. But yeah, it's a case of you never know what's going on behind the scenes. Everyone thought Stephen Corker, wow, gets a move to Liverpool. Never could have dreamed of it. Yeah, didn't make him happy at all.
It
So
didn't.
good to
It
see that
didn't.
he's still playing.
It's sad.
Just yeah, you just never know what's going on behind the scenes, really. So don't be too quick to
Yeah.
judge. But again, like I say, it's great to see him still out there and making a career and playing. Still playing is the main thing, to still be playing out there
Yeah.
on the pitch. Because once you retire and you give that up, you never get it back.
Coming up on the 90th minute here. fun little poke at our rivals out there. Since I said I was speaking to a Red Devil yesterday. Do you think Bruno Fernandes is going to get re-signed to a new deal? Do you think Bruno Fernandes is going to get re-signed to a new deal? By the way, just a random.
Is he up? Is he up for a new contract? Is he? Bruno Fernandes?
He is basically asking for. He is basically asking for Manchester United to give him a new contract, and
Does he have a year left? Is what I'm asking. Is he?
Yeah, I know that's what you're asking.
Sorry, no, sorry.
Yeah.
Just so I can think while you're.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head if this is last year. I'm gonna look it up. I'm just gonna give the other parts of what I do know, and that he is trying to he's basically come out and said that he doesn't feel loved by Manchester United. He wants to feel the love in the sense of that he wants them to
Feel the love,
reaffirm their commitment to him by giving him a new contract
and more money.
and a lot more money.
End of story.
Yeah,
give him a hug and tell him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
he wants some more love. He wants some more money. I don't want to fall for that. Man United are a joke anyway. Man United, the way they throw money at people, players, wages. No wonder they're in the mess they are. You know. I hope they carry on. Let them carry on. You know.
Bruno Fernandes is on 240.
Popular player.
Hey, hold on. Bruno Fernandes will have 2 years remaining at the end of this season. He has 3 years technically now, but he'll be coming on 2 years left on his deal. He's making £240,000 a week currently.
Whoa!
So I guess he must want to make
300
Casemiro money.
Yeah.
Or maybe Varane money, which is 350,000. They have Casemiro at 350,000, Varane at 340,000.
Crazy.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I think Varane went down a little bit or something. Yeah.
No, he's gone.
Rashford at 300,000, and even Anthony Martial makes more money than Bruno Fernandes. And so
they
does
need to clear out. They need to clear out.
So does Mason Mount. Mason Mount makes more than Bruno Fernandes, and those are all verified contracts.
You know what makes
Varane and Martial are gone this summer, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're finished. Their contracts are up this year.
I don't know if Sancho is gone, by the way. Sancho is on loan, but I don't know if he's going to. I mean, who knows? I mean, like if they get rid of Eric Seven Hag, a new manager might say, "Hey, new lease on life."
I think the problem with Ten Hag he had a big soap opera to deal with when he walked in, and he spent most of the first 2 years sorting that out. Looking from the outside, we can see that, fans of the team, they don't see it sometimes. They're blinded by this, that, and the other. But for me, he spent 2 years getting rid of Ronaldo, just sorting stuff out between players and stuff, wrong attitudes and stuff. And United since Fergie left have been like that. So that's why, for me, Klopp, for example, he never let any of that funny business happen at our club, I think we was on about Sacco yesterday in one of the shows and stuff. And for me, Sacco was the guy who sort of felt Klopp's wrath at the start of his career. He was sort of set an example, Sacco.
He was made an example of.
Yep. So
100% he was made an example of.
And at the end of the day, was he a great player? No, he wasn't. He was okay, But for me, he wasn't. I don't think his personality suited Klopp's, and that's what Man United have had ever since that guy's been in there. Personality clashes all over the place, And now you got Bruno Fernandes needing a hug or an extra 60,000 or another 100 grand on top of his wages,
Very true.
Comedy club. That's what that is. Yeah.
United are giving Sacco a new contract. Klopp came in.
I know.
But he just recognized someone who wasn't kind of towing the line. He said, right, I'm going to make an example and show that I'll get rid of the guy who was extremely popular
Mm,
very kind of big around the camp and said, no, this is how it is. Like, because the whole perception, the media kind of thing about Klopp was smiles, hugs, happy guy, love,
mhm,
all that stuff.
mhm,
This
mhm,
guy needs to walk into a dressing room and go, you don't think I have fucking balls to steal? You don't think I'll cut one of ye? It ain't all smiles and hugs, lads. I'm a serious operator
mhm.
here. I
Yeah.
ain't no joke. Like, I'm a real manager.
Some Eric B right
It's
there.
yeah, but it's like don't think I'm some kind of happy joker. I'm a serious man. This is a serious operation. We're not messing around. So
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
that doesn't cut the mustard, yeah, I'm not an asshole, but don't think I'm a pushover. Don't
Mm.
mistake my kindness for
Weakness.
weakness. That
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Mhm,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he cut who needed to be cut, and
mhm,
Sacco was a very good early example of that, and also someone who I loved, by the way. I loved Mamadou Sacco, but yeah,
mhm.
he'd give you palpitations on the ball, but we still got a big
Mhm.
wedge for him by selling him to Palace. The guy
Yeah,
was Paris Saint-Germain captain at 17 years of age. He was a player. He was no
yeah, he was
joke.
a good player. He was a good
No,
player.
he was a
Look,
player.
yesterday on Beijing Reds show, you know, there was a panelist that tried to basically connect the dots of saying that, trying to basically, you know, say what he had to say against Klopp, but was talking about his removal of Saka was like the beginning of the downfall or something he was basically saying, and I was just like, I
Sorry,
don't
what?
know where. I have no
The
idea what you're.
downfall.
Yeah, no idea. Like, guys, and that was like him. That was basically
Oh,
him like
someone's
him
been watching too
showing
much
him.
Stranger
It was
Things.
like this came from the whole relationships thing and all this other talk, and how like he started to make, he was making the wrong decisions, and he was doing all the making some wrong. It was a wild take. It was a very wild take. I was like, to
That
say
was the
Saka.
beginning of the region. That was beginning of the good times. No,
Yeah, that was, yeah,
that's hindsight being 50-50 times 1,000. That is.
yeah, that was like, yeah, that was definitely so. Real quick, let me show you this, since we're just talking about one of our rivals. This is another thing I wanted to bring up real quick. Apparently, let me read it. Man City are. This is Jamie Carragher's. I wanted to know what your thoughts on Jamie Carragher's comment here is. Jamie goes on to say, Man City are on the course to win 4 titles in a row on Sunday, a feat never achieved before. Oh, excuse me. Um,
Bless you.
feat. Thank you. A feat never achieved before. That made me sneeze. Oh, it's the smell of it, I guess.
Yes, it would. Yeah, yeah, that was. You are actually allergic to saying that now.
Exactly.
You're literally allergic to saying it. Mm.
um, a feat never achieved before in English football. They and Pep are the best team Jamie has ever seen in the Premier League era. But with 115 FFP charges hanging over them, will they ever get everyone's full respect? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this, Irishman? And then we'll go to JK. Do you think that? Do you think that? And because this is on the cusp of some reports coming out recently that um, that they are looking to, that Pep might be leaving at the end of his contract, actually.
JK, do you want to go first on that one? Just
Yeah.
do me a solid. Yeah.
For me, Man City, the whole topic of Man City getting done, this, that, and the other, it's a topic that's probably doing everyone's head in. I think they're so valuable to the Premier League, hence why they've not got in trouble yet. I think them getting relegated or something like that is just going to have a big effect on the Premier League's name. Man City, one of the most popular teams right now. They did what Chelsea did back in the days as well. You know, became famous
Okay.
when Mourinho came in, loads of money came in, and all of a sudden you're getting Chelsea fans all over the world. So it's Man City's time now for that. But it's true. I think when you look at it, when you spent over $250 million on a defence, okay, that compared to any other club's expenditure, it's ridiculous. You know. Some clubs are not even worth 250 million, let alone spend that money on a defence. So for me, it's about time they did something about this topic now, because it's carrying on and on and on. Their man Chelsea, if they're going to do it to both of them, I think it's about time they did that. Brian.
Yeah, I think he's the answer to what he says, but with 115, will they ever get everyone's full respect? I mean, Jamie, like, you will never get everyone's full respect on anything. You know, that's like asking for a 100% consensus in the world. You're never going to get that. So, but I think is what he's saying is, will all the people who have had, I don't know, reservations with them ever give them? Of course they won't. There's no chance. Like, this isn't like I said before, this isn't waiting on a judgment. They have been judged in the court of public opinion, and the public have already decided that they're guilty. They've already decided that Manchester City did what they did. Even if Manchester City get found not guilty, people will say, I don't care about that judgment. They got away with it. They got away with it because of lawyers or whatever they did. Nobody will believe that they're innocent if they get proven innocent. Everyone would say it's a cover up, it's this, it's that, because it's obvious what they've been doing. We're not stupid. They've time bar stuff, they've done this. It's like they've already been fined and barred. Nobody outside of their little group of people, and like JK is saying, the people that want to say no, the Premier League is legit. It has integrity. You know, they will try and give them the respect, but no football fan outside of their little section will ever come close to giving them what Jamie is talking about there. Not a chance. It will never happen, regardless of the outcome of any case, because we all know what they've been doing. It's like the guy that lives down the street. He doesn't have a job. He's there 7 days a week, but he's got 2 Porsches and a Range Rover in the driveway. We all know what's happening, Dave. You know, we all know what's happening. You can produce the papers, but we all know what's going on. So come on, don't try and pull the wool. You can pull the wool over, you know, a legal line or something. But yeah, real people know what's happening here. So no, Jamie, to answer Jamie's question, absolutely no chance. None whatsoever.
Okay.
I think Jamie, he's been incendiary with that because he knows.
He knows it'll get clicks.
He
knows it'll get clicks, and he knows it will.
It's the salt and pepper moment. Yeah.
Yeah. He knows
that's what they do. That's what they do. But
that's
what
him
Frank was saying,
and Gary Neville as well. Like Gary Neville's notorious for that as well. And I think they both learn from each other as to how they can keep up.
But if you look at that, it says the Telegraph, right?
Yes.
You see that? It says the Telegraph.
Mm-hmm.
He's been paid. Okay? Mm-hmm. He's been paid to write for the Telegraph. He's very well paid. He gets very well paid to work on Sky Sports.
Mm-hmm.
He gets very well paid to be on the different channels that he goes around on. Jamie is concerned with Jamie Carragher's career. You know, so
I wasn't really making it about.
No, Jamie, I know what you're saying, but to me, he's a meet right now. Jamie, I want to sit down in a pub with Jamie and have 2 or 3 pints with him and ask him some questions.
There you go.
You know, that's maybe what you want. That's when you want to hear these guys.
Maybe one time he's got a
catch
pub
him in an airport lounge somewhere. Catch him in an airport lounge somewhere. Just say off the record, off the record, Jamie. Tell me what you really think. Tell me, not you're not writing off the record. No cameras, no recorders. What do you really think?
Hmm.
I'd love to hear that. Because these boys know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, of course.
But they come out in
There's been
Sky, they
some
want to keep their jobs, keep their paychecks going, so they roll
Yeah.
along just enough,
Yeah,
to
just
cause a
enough.
bit of
Yeah,
controversy,
yeah,
but
yeah.
not to get sacked.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
there's
was
some
actually at Carragher's last game for Liverpool against QPR. I went to that.
hmm,
Yeah, man.
yeah, there's
Actually, he nearly scored. He nearly
What
scored that day. He just smashed
what
it,
was the
hit the
score?
back post. 1-0, I think, against QPR. Yeah.
there's
We
some
made it
of
nervy. Of course we did.
course
Yeah, of course we made it
yeah,
Of
nervy.
course he
it's
did.
CPR too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
There's some good comments brought in by the chat, of course. Mighty Red's Army always comes correct. Bernadette says Pep's legacy is based on sand if they are found guilty. Yes, he does have a castle made of sand if he ends up getting, if these 115 charges end up really sticking. TK says he thinks it all comes down to the result of the charges and if they get caught, what the penalty is.
For me, relegation and the trophies taken away. Money don't really make no difference on this one. For me and Brian, I think. For me, relegation and take all them trophies away. Perfect. Carry on.
Yeah.
As
Actually,
I
you know
said
what they're going to be,
before,
and from what I said, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago when I brought up that I think it was on Twitter takes, Tuesday Twitter takes, when I brought up about how the breakdown would be, how the basic like the class action, settlement kind of concept or idea is going to be. It would be like 36 million, I think they were saying is going to be handed out to pretty much each Premier League team. Because of losses.
Oh yeah, you were saying, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. But just as I'd said it before, and this isn't my way of putting it, by the way, I don't want to take credit for this. But as someone else said, Alfie on HITC sevens, he said the advantage was sporting. So they spent money, but the advantage, the thing that they gained was a sporting advantage by winning titles and winning cups.
Right.
So the sanction needs to be sporting.
I think
so you need to
truthfully
take away
that's
the
what they
cups and the
should have done.
trophies.
Yeah.
So you don't take money. You don't find, like, if what they gained by it, they gained a sporting advantage and they won cups and trophies. So when you punish them, there's no point saying, okay, well, here's £100 million fine and you keep your trophies. No, you need to take away what it is that they won by cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how. So the most important thing for me is not a monetary fine. It's to take away the titles that they won. Leave them where they are if you want, but take away their titles. Just expunge them from the record, as it were. I don't care if they get handed to other people. That's the next. I don't care about that bit. But just number one thing is, if they get proven guilty for, like, say, the period 2000 and whatever to 2000 and whatever, then everything they won in that period gets expunged from the record. And if it says nobody won it, I don't care. But just as long as it gets taken off their record, that's the first and most important thing. Because what they stole by what they did, they stole trophies. So take them back. And if somebody wants to sue them, sue them. If individual clubs want to sue them, sue them. But first and foremost, announce that they're guilty and then take their trophies away. That's number one. But whether we get that or not, I don't know.
I think that it's going to sound. I understand your part and point, and also I'm behind what you're saying. I think that they should, the sporting concept or the sporting, utilizing sport the way that they got an advantage in the game and the accolades that came from it. I agree. They should be then. That should be a part of the penalty. But
yeah, to make it, sorry, just to simplify it, basically, if you cheated and you won an Oscar, the first thing that should happen is you lose your Oscar, and then stuff comes up. The first thing you do is you take the award away. Yeah, you take the award away, and then everything else can come after that. But you don't get that trophy anymore. You can take that off your shelf because
So, for
it's like
instance,
Ben Johnson.
Milli Vanilli out there for the young ones,
Oh,
or those
yeah.
not really. I think
Don't you know
they're
it's
German
true?
too. I think. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're German
Don't
too.
you
By
know
the
it's
way.
true? It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. If you know it's true, yeah.
Yeah. If you know,
Uh,
yeah. Girl, you know it's true.
they,
Girl, you
Girl,
know
you
it's
know
true.
it's
What are we
true.
talking about? Yeah. Girl, you know.
Won them a Grammy, and then it came out that that was not them singing, and they lost their Grammy because as a result, they got their Grammy taken away.
Yeah.
They
And they
continue.
tried to prove that it was them at a press conference by singing.
Right,
Do you remember that one?
right. Yeah, that was bad. That was
Didn't
bad.
go well. Spoiled.
They
Yeah,
can do it
Didn't go
to.
well.
they're doing like singing lessons and stuff, and like
Yeah.
I was like, yo, just give it up, brothers.
Yeah, but if they could do it to Milli Vanilli, they could do it to Man City. That's how I see it.
Yes, exactly. If you can do it to Milli Vanilli, you can do it to Man City. Write that down.
There you
Simple.
go.
That's
Put
the
it on a
hashtag right there.
billboard.
There
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
go.
put it on a billboard and drive it to Switzerland. Put outside
Let's
cast.
be the first to coin that. Yeah, let's be the first to coin that
Yeah.
so we can get it out there.
Yep.
We'll
get Milli Vanilli to do a little press conference for us.
Yeah. Bring Milli Vanilli out in Manchester City.
In a Liverpool kit, a Man United kit.
No,
What
Frank,
I was going,
Frank,
what I,
that's what I was saying, Frank. That's what I said. Ben Johnson. First thing you do, you
Ben
take
Johnson,
the medal away.
good example. That's an
Yeah,
excellent
you
example.
take the medal away.
Excellent example.
And if 20 years later Carl Lewis gets it, whatever. But first thing you do, boom, give me back that medal, cheater guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it happened to Lance Armstrong. I mean, if you talk about like someone that won, because Ben Johnson, I think only won like there was only a small segment of obviously because it was the Olympics, but like
I actually did watch that live. I remember actually watching it. I was just almost 10 years old. That was just starting to come on TV. And that was one of the things. It's still big now, but it's like in the 80s, there was there was no internet. So there was like some of the big, like the biggest thing in the world was basically the heavyweight champion of the world, right? Was like, that was basically the baddest man on the planet. Like basically that guy can beat up everybody. So whoever's,
right.
and there was the 100-meter champion. Yeah,
the 100-meter
that was the
the
next
fastest
thing.
man. Yeah, the fastest
they
man
were
on
two
Earth
of the
was
most famous people on the planet. Whoever was that guy was just like Superman.
Yeah, that's why Usain Bolt is like so famous.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah,
Ben
definitely.
Johnson, man. You look back at now, you see his eyes.
Yeah,
his eyes finished 2 seconds before him.
Yeah,
Yes, I think they were, JK. I
Leg
think
the
they
world
were,
record,
man. Yeah, they were.
that's funny. That's funny.
Oh, he was
Carl
scary,
Lewis
man.
ain't
When
going
he was
out there.
running, he was scary. You're like, get
Let
the
me
fuck out of
let me
there.
just get this. Let me get this one last point in, and then I'll bring in all these. I'm gonna get through some of
Get a
these
few questions,
the chat's questions and comments here because we're gonna be ending pretty soon in the next couple of minutes. Lucas says, let me get my point actually. What I was going to bring up real quick was that the unique thing, and it's going to sound wild that I'm about to give I don't say a shout for Everton. It's more of might be even a shot at Everton. But I mean, look, let's just be honest. Like, I just know that a lot of what Luton and some of the other clubs that are battling relegation now currently were saying were that the point, taking the points away was all well and good, but Everton still got to play with those players that they used the ill-gotten gains in a sense. It's kind of like if you're building a race car, or you're building a race car, you're building a race car and you go in and you stole that race car and then you got to still drive that race car, get results with that race car. It's kind of like they're still saying, hey, that's not fair. Despite the fact you took points away from them, they're still playing. The money that they used, that they got points away for using it from, they're still using those players and getting results. So they are really angry about that. But let's get back to these comments. Lucas says, in his opinion, Pep has done a great job, but there will always be the shadow over his head. He doesn't believe another manager could have done what he has done even with the resources. Bonker says, if City got the proof, why don't they have it proof? Why don't they show the proof? I think that's what he's trying to say. If the City has the proof, why don't they show it?
Yeah. Hand it over.
Bernie says his reputation would be tarnished if this does come out as being true. Marion says no, because they have money and that has bought them their success. Let me see. There's a couple other ones. Frank says if Liverpool had I'll give you, let me just read out Frank's and then I'll let you say what you're gonna say. If Liverpool had those horrendous charges, we'd be in the Conference League by now. Never mind winning league titles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'd be We'll be playing Ebbsfleet Town tomorrow.
Yep.
Klopp's last game.
Yeah.
And we'd still get bloody Simon Hooper.
Yeah, there you go. Big up to Lisa. Another
hi, Lisa.
Joining us today. She says all their trophies are tainted. She has no respect for them at all.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Lisa.
This is what I was saying about the court of public opinion, that it doesn't really matter what comes out of this. I think the only people whose opinion, even it won't change them, but Man City fans, really, all they care about is winning this so they can lord it over.
Yeah.
Say, oh, look, we were pretty much everyone else is going to be like, yeah, mate, no one believes you. Like, yeah, well done.
Yeah.
You're not the first guilty people ever to get away with, this and that. But just one thing Bernie was talking about, like when Guardiola was saying he can come out and say this and that, and he can say I wasn't aware.
This one, yeah.
Even if he said, people won't believe him. And no, I'm not suggesting that she's sticking up for Pep. But what I'm saying that just in case anyone else didn't know, there's obviously, the whole City group, the City club group where they own like loads of different clubs. One of the clubs that they own is Girona, that a lot of people have heard about because they're doing really, really well in La Liga this year. They were top of the league for ages, and they've sold that guy that's going to be going to Man City, the next winger thing, and that's a City-owned club basically. Like most of it is owned by Man City, like 80% of it, but the rest of it is owned by Pep Guardiola's brother. So Pep Guardiola's brother owns and runs, because he's in charge of it, owns and runs a club that's owned by Manchester City. So if anyone
in La Liga,
and they're a top La Liga tier. They were top of the league. I know you're not
at one point they've fallen off.
But they're not as small. So what I'm saying is, like, if anyone thinks Pep Guardiola doesn't know what's going on with inside the City group, his own brother, who's a football agent, owns a football club with Man City. So unless they never speak to each other ever, then he knows exactly how that operation is working. Yeah, again, Bernie, I know you weren't. So like, Pep can come out anytime he wants to and say, "Oh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that."
He could.
Your brother owns a club with them.
Yeah.
You are embedded in the City group. Your family is basically being paid by them. You and your brother are on their payroll.
Yeah.
Your balls deep into it, like, so he can never come out and go, "Oh, I was just a manager, I was just this, I was just that." No.
Pause. Anyway,
sorry, knee deep.
There's two quick questions. I was going to end at the 2 hour mark, but I'll get these 2 quick questions for the people. TK asks, why do you think he will leave after next season? I think he will leave next season. I think possibly he might leave after this season, to be honest with you. Maybe he announces in the summertime that he's not going to. I mean, look, if they end up winning their fourth Prem title, and Klopp's no longer here, maybe Pep, and with the 115 charges looming, and the comments that he's made, where he's gone as far as saying, if we've cheated, he'll be the first to leave. And then he doubles down, triples down, and then the next press conference he gives, or in one of his next press conferences, he goes on to say, if we're guilty, I'm staying, and I'll coach them. I'll coach even if we get relegated to whatever league we get relegated to. I'll coach them in that league. And I'm just like, okay, whatever, guy. I got you.
He went home and there was another story on his house. If you get that Simpsons reference.
Oh no, I don't know that one. I don't know that one. I watch Simpsons. Yeah. There's a lot of Simpsons out there though.
Well, he goes to work for Hank Scorpio. You know the James Bond one. He goes to work for Hank Scorpio.
I do remember that one slightly.
Yeah.
I'll have to revisit that one.
Yeah. When you get home, there's going to be another story on your house. Because he's like had to be bad guy, and getting paid by the big bad guy. But,
yeah, Jimmy says as well. Jimmy says, City are a great team, but they have been brought together by crooked books. When the charges are finalized, everything they have won is null and void in football fans, and Pep knows it. I think that why the last part of why I was bringing this up was, or last part of what was in the chat at least that I wanted to bring up was what TK said earlier from the question before the Pep question, and was like, he asked me about City. I answered in the chat, but I'll just announce here, verbalize what I said. And basically, I think that what City has done is as bad, if not worse. It could be even worse. Because I'm not saying what Chelsea, I'm not putting all the earnest on what Chelsea, the current Chelsea administration, because at least they came out and admitted that they did it. That they did it, and that's in essence snitched on themselves. They didn't do the case of what City is doing, which is hiding their books, not wanting to be forthright with all the information, saying, as we've commented pretty much ad nauseum, about how they'll utilize their lawyers, and for as long as they can, and just tie this up in the courts.
That's why their charges are different.
Yeah,
everyone else has just been charged with like breaking the spending limit, and they haven't.
Chelsea has some similar charges technically as well that have come to light, because Chelsea
they're the older ones. Yeah. They've shown up. They've got ahead of the curve on that one.
Yeah, basically. There were some really bad ones. The one where they possibly took, they basically could be in breach of, child labor in essence or something like that, or because they had a player that was like underage.
Oh right, child labor. Okay, yeah. I was wondering what was happening there? Okay.
Yeah.
I think what they've done is they've said like, right, we've looked through the books after we taken this thing over, and we've realized if you look at the books, you're going to find this. So we're going to go and fess up to that and say, look, it happened before we got here. That was that. But the thing with the FFP is basically your books show you up. There's no hiding it. Like your accounts are what they are. You're publicly traded companies, and your accounts will show what your actual financial results are, and that's what the penalties are based on. So there's no hiding from them. So these clubs fess up and say, look, they'll know in advance, and they'll try and offset it at the last. So they get fined for FFP because they know the second they hand in their accounts, we know we're over, so we're going, and then they'll kind of debate the points fine. What Man City did was cook the books to show that they weren't breaching and to show that all was good. And their charges are that no, that's false accounting. That's why it's a completely different process. It's literally a completely different charge. It's a different trial. It's a criminal thing. It's not an FFP thing. No one's saying that they broke FFP. What people are saying is that you falsified your accounts, which is a criminal thing. So that's why it's longer and more difficult. So what they're saying is our books showed that we were cool, we were good, we didn't break it, and
Yeah.
everyone else is saying no, we put in our accounts. So yeah, we know we're going to break the rules, but let's argue the fine now, or let's argue the points. So this is why this shit is going to kick in, lads. It's like it doesn't matter if you have the richest owner on the planet. These rules are really starting to bite and really starting to come into play. If Newcastle don't earn more than 400 million a year, it doesn't matter if the Saudi owners are worth thousand billion pounds. They can't spend the money they want to spend. So it begs the question, is it even worth having these huge oligarch country owners? Because they can't just inject and flood in millions into your club if you don't earn it. Because these rules are really actually starting to show their teeth now, especially in UEFA.
Mhm.
So the next few years, like, it's going to be interesting. So, oh, why aren't we buying this guy? Why aren't we buying that guy? It's because
No, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff um, that there's a lot of things that are pretty sketchy, to say the least, with some of these clubs that have basically cooked the books and everything else. There's a lot of, well, again, there's some things about this Chelsea. Chelsea is not out of the woods. I don't think,
not at
or
all.
should not be out of the woods. I think
No,
if
not at all.
anything, City has the everything that's with City is really kind of overshadowing and allowing for Chelsea to kind of like violently, go forward with a lot of the things. But there's some really bad allegations out there. There's allegations, for instance, about the two ownership of clubs in the EPL or the EFL, excuse me. For instance, like as in you're not allowed to have two. You're not allowed to have dual interest in two English clubs without the
Of course
EFL's
not.
written
No,
consent.
no.
And there was a case where Roman Abramovich, basically in 2017 and in 2018, he has a company called Leiston Holdings, and he gave loans to Swindon Town, which is illegal technically without announcing that you're going to be doing that, because you can't just take money from Chelsea or take money from one club and give it to another. In essence, there was questions over the signings of that same Swindon Town that are really in question. Obviously, we already know the Moscow connection, but there's the talks about the
Look what's just happened at
coaches.
Vitesse Arnhem.
What's that?
Look what's just happened at Vitesse Arnhem in
Yeah,
Holland.
yeah,
They've just been
mhm,
fined over 20 points, and it's just all come out that for the last 20 years he's been pumping money into Vitesse Arnhem
yeah.
under the counter, and then
Under
look
the
back
counter.
at
Yep.
who's gone to Vitesse Arnhem on loan. Oh, Mason Mount,
Mhm,
Tammy Abraham,
yep.
Chalaba, all these guys. Mason Mount was there.
Right.
Like
But
there was loads of these Chelsea guys, and it turns out that after all these years, they found out 20 years later, because this big investigation just came out
mhm,
last week, that he was funneling money into Vitesse Arnhem, and they're basically looking at getting relegated and getting docked tons of points, putting the club in a huge position, all because like these
mhm.
are just with Roman Abramovich, guarantee you, man, these are just the ones we know about.
These are
These
must
are just the
right.
ones we know about.
They've
There's
done.
at
They've
least
done.
five,
There
six,
was
seven of them out there somewhere.
right. There was a
Considering clubs.
yeah. No. To add to your point, there was a the why I've been trying to relate it to why I'm relating it to the allegations against City with Chelsea is because there have been actual reports out of there was a Cyprus-based financial company that had a data link, basically a data leak, data leak, and it showed how Chelsea was funneling offshore payments to clubs, to players, to agents, to like it is really ugly as to what Roman Abramovich was doing basically under the table in essence. I mean, he was all these offshore companies and belongings that obviously a man like Roman Abramovich, with his ties to Putin, his ties to some of the how he got his money and everything else. It's an when the light is when you show the light on some of it, it gets really ugly really quick, and it gets not only ugly, it's they ended up trying to settle for a lot of these accusations, and they got settlements of like 8 million, 11 million, or something along those lines, as to breaking these FFP rules. And then you start delving deeper, and by them trying to push it under the rug with the FA and with all the Prem and everything else, all these journalists started showing some other really, really bad things that happened under the Chelsea Roman Abramovich regime. And the sad thing about this, and this is the thing that really makes it so sad, is that there are Chelsea fans out there that are proud. So they don't even care. They're just proud of all that cheating. They're just like, we don't care. We cheated. We got away with it. We had to spend some money that obviously wasn't their money. They don't care, and they're cool with it.
They love Roman. They love him.
They love Roman.
They absolutely love him.
Yeah, and that's sad that you would love someone that has brought this kind of just pure stinkery to your club. I get he brought you your good times of your trophies, but I don't know, guys. I've been saying.
Have you ever seen a Chelsea crowd?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the crowd at Chelsea?
Yeah, sure.
Then
Absolutely.
Then you shouldn't be that surprised that
I've seen the content creators and such that
those people they love being
they
from
love
London and being rich and being better than everyone else because they're from London, and London is the center of the universe, and being rich and showing off is just basically being successful, and everyone else is just a crybaby. We don't care. We can sack Ancelotti and hire Mourinho. We can hire Mourinho, sack him. That's what we do. We're Chelsea. Get used to it. They just, people say, oh, don't you think that they're like, no, we don't. They're basically like Thatcher's Britain. They're obnoxious people that think the only thing that matters is having money and being more successful. That's the only thing that matters. And they think that's a good thing. So that's their mentality. That's their mindset. They'll always be like that, and there'll always be lots of other things. But they'll always also be a small club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're gonna end it there. Big up to the chat, as I just said. I hope you all enjoy your Sunday last dance with Klopp. I hope that you always understand and believe and just carry with you the fact that we as Reds, we always walk together. So let's take this last walk with Klopp through the tunnel onto the pitch and enjoy the game in the spirit of Shankly. I would say win, lose, draw, does not matter. I am always going to walk with these Reds, and I hope that you do the same out there. And yeah, do you have some final thoughts that you want to share with the people before we leave, Irishman?
No, just like what you said, just
Just like, okay, is that all? Wait, is that all you cut out? Oh, JK, I'll let JK say. JK, do you have something to say to the people? Well, I think Irishman's got to rehook his microphone up.
For me, wow, what a time, 9 years. Just like he just started yesterday, sort of thing. He was gone quick, For me, the sad part of it is the way certain fans have sort of badmouthed Klopp in the last 2 years. For me personally, never been backed in the way he should have been. And that is probably the major reason why the guys are moaning for the last 2 years now. So for me, it's a circle that he shouldn't even been involved in. For me, the best manager for Liverpool at that time. And even today, if he says, I'm staying another 2 years, carry on, but a few tactics changes. For me, Pep Linders, with his tactics, don't really suit Klopp for me. So that's another story. But for me, I hope the fans sort of enjoy tomorrow. And we all wish Klopp a good future, whatever he does.
Yeah, spot on, spot on. Honesty asked the question. I will get that answer for you, Honesty. I'll get that answer for you. I probably will be able to answer that like come Tuesday. I know, as Brian said, I know that there's I had a bunch of shows scheduled to be dropped, but apparently this dropped it all. When I put them out there, it dropped them all at once. So I'll be making sure that they get recycled so that they end up on your timeline or in your notifications when they actually happen, on the day that they happen. But yeah, tomorrow is that one more time for me, that one more time with Daft Punk. And yeah, I'm hoping it's that one more time for Jurgen. Hoping it's that one more time for you out there. And hey, it is what it is. When it comes to it all, it's about the memories and the memories we make, and that's how I see it. I'm all about. I stand with Jurgen on that. I'm all about the memories because memories bring trophies. Okay, memories bring trophies. So, so yes. With that, big up to each and every one of you, each and every time. And we will see you. I don't know if I will be doing a show, much less possibly joining. If anything, I might join Frank Carlisle's show. He does have a show tomorrow.
9:30.
At 9:30. Okay.
UK time, yeah.
Yep.
I'll put the link in there.
Yeah, he put JK put the link in there. But other than that, I don't know if I will be home. I don't know if I'll be home in time to participate because I will be going out to my local boozer to raise a pint to our gaffer. And and also, but we will have a show certainly on Monday. We've got shows, as you can see, with obviously the content drop that I had. We have a bunch of shows lined up, so please do stick with us. Please do share this content, share this channel. Please do the best that you can, and just be the best that we are. Be the best people that you can be, and that is by taking care of yourself, being sure to focus your time and attention on making you the best person you can be so that you can help your loved ones in your lives. And that is you, my Reds. You are definitely my family. So appreciate each and every one of you. And get the Kleenex ready, for the tears. And let's you'll never walk alone, brothers and sisters. You'll never walk alone. So, until tomorrow. Up the Reds, as always. Peace.